Have you ever had that quiet moment late at night when everything slows down and a heavy thought hits you? You've tried so many things, changed habits, watched videos, made promises to yourself, yet nothing really feels different. You're exhausted, not because you're lazy, but because you're tired of starting over again and again. You wake up with hope some days, telling yourself today will be different. But by evening, you feel the same familiar disappointment sitting in your chest. If this feels uncomfortably familiar, stay till the end. This might change how you see your own journey. Most people don't talk about this feeling honestly. They talk about hustle, discipline, and grinding harder, but they never talk about the quiet frustration of feeling stuck. That feeling where effort doesn't seem to match results, and motivation slowly turns into self-doubt. You start wondering if something is wrong with you. Why does change seem so easy for others but so heavy for you? Why do you keep trying but never feel like you're moving forward in a real way? You look around and see people your age doing things you thought you'd be doing by now. Someone is more confident, someone is more successful, someone seems to have life figured out. And even when you tell yourself not to compare, your mind does it anyway. You try productivity routines, morning habits, self-improvement plans. You follow them for a few days, sometimes even weeks, and then slowly drift back to where you started. That's when the guilt kicks in, and you start blaming yourself again. Deep down, you're not scared of effort. You're scared of putting in effort and still failing. You're scared that no matter how hard you try, you'll always feel behind. This is the part no one explains clearly. Feeling stuck is not a motivation problem, and it's not a discipline problem either. It's often a clarity problem mixed with emotional exhaustion. You've been pushing without really understanding what you're pushing toward. You've been trying to fix your life without fully listening to what your mind and body are telling you. So every attempt feels heavy instead of empowering. Most people stay stuck because they keep fighting themselves. They force routines that don't fit their reality. They chase goals they don't emotionally connect with. You tell yourself you should be better by now. You tell yourself you shouldn't feel this lost at this age. And that internal pressure quietly drains your energy every single day. Here's something important to hear. You are not broken just because progress feels slow. You are not failing just because change hasn't been dramatic. Sometimes, feeling stuck is your mind asking for alignment, not more effort. It's asking you to slow down and question what actually matters to you. Not what looks impressive, but what feels meaningful. Think about how often you start something from guilt or fear. Fear of being left behind, fear of wasting time, fear of disappointing people. That kind of motivation never lasts, no matter how strong you are. Real change begins when your actions come from self-respect instead of self-criticism. When you stop trying to escape who you are and start understanding yourself instead. That shift is subtle, but it changes everything. If this feels relatable, hit like or comment I relate. Not because you owe anyone engagement, but because it helps you acknowledge what you're feeling. And sometimes, naming the feeling is the first step forward. Let's talk about why trying everything often doesn't work. When you try everything, you usually commit to nothing deeply. Your focus stays scattered, and scattered energy rarely creates transformation. You jump from one solution to another, hoping the next one will finally fix you. But without reflection, every new method becomes another temporary escape. You stay busy, but not necessarily fulfilled. Being stuck is often the result of ignoring your inner resistance. That resistance isn't laziness, it's information. It's telling you that something about your approach doesn't feel right. Instead of asking, why can't I do this? Try asking, why does this feel heavy? That question opens a door most people never walk through. It leads you toward honesty instead of pressure. Here's the turning point most people miss. You don't need a complete life overhaul to move forward. You need one small, honest shift that you can sustain. Stop asking yourself how to become a completely new person. Start asking how to support the person you already are. Growth built on kindness lasts longer than growth built on punishment. Progress doesn't come from intensity, it comes from consistency. And consistency comes from systems that feel realistic, not heroic. The goal is not to impress anyone, it's to feel stable. Imagine waking up without immediately judging yourself. Imagine planning your day around energy instead of expectations. That alone can change how stuck you feel. When you feel stuck, your nervous system is often overwhelmed. You're mentally tired, even if you haven't done much physically. Rest is not quitting, it's resetting. You don't need to earn rest by suffering first. You're allowed to pause, reflect, and breathe. Clarity grows in quiet moments, not constant pressure. Another truth people avoid. Sometimes you're stuck because you're afraid to choose one direction. Choosing means letting go of other possibilities, and that can feel scary. But staying stuck is also a choice, just a quieter one. It keeps all options open but moves none of them forward. Clarity comes after commitment, not before. Start small, but start intentionally. One habit that supports your energy. One goal that actually matters to you. You don't need 10 habits, you need one that sticks. You don't need a perfect plan, you need a direction you trust. Momentum builds from simplicity. The moment you stop trying to prove yourself, growth feels lighter. The moment you stop racing others, your pace becomes sustainable. That's when progress starts feeling real. Your life isn't behind, it's unfolding differently. Some chapters are quiet, confusing, and slow. They're still part of the story. One day, you'll look back and realize this phase taught you patience. It taught you self-awareness and emotional strength. Things no shortcut could ever give you. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to rebuild without shame. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you failed. It often means you've outgrown an old version of yourself. And growth always feels uncomfortable before it feels empowering. So tonight, don't pressure yourself to fix everything. Just be honest with where you are. That honesty is powerful. Ask yourself one simple question. What is one small thing I can do tomorrow that respects my energy? Not impresses others, but supports me. That's how you move forward without burning out. That's how you stop feeling stuck without forcing change. One grounded step at a time. If this video gave you even a little clarity, let it stay with you. You don't need to rush into action. Let the understanding settle first. Now I want to hear from you. What part of this felt the most real for you? Drop a comment and share your thoughts. If you want more calm, honest conversations like this, hit the like button. Subscribe to Grow with Grace for videos that respect your pace. And remember, you're not stuck, you're just in between who you were and who you're becoming.